Part 1. The heroine who wears fast is really a boss. Author, Ruo Shui 1111. Chapter 1. Click. As the director shouted to stop, applause started one after another. Okay. As expected of Tao Ran. The heroine's last moments of struggle were all staged. Her emotions were perfectly controlled. Congratulations to us, Tao Ran, for finishing all your scenes. The director personally stood up and walked to Tao Ran to congratulate him. Such treatment is the first of its kind for the entire crew. The director made such a move in person, and the voice of congratulations, Sister Tao Ran, could not be stopped. Tao Ran smiled and nodded at everyone, sincerely or falsely, as a gesture of gratitude. Thank you to the director for your care in the past few months. I wish our glory of the original intention can be a box office hit. I also wish everyone on the crew can maintain their original aspirations and all their dreams come true. After saying the polite words, Tao Ran left calmly as usual. Wait a minute, Tao Ran, the director chased after him. It's like this, anyway, it's lunch in 2 hours. The crew decided to hold a simple closing party for you. The news has been notified. You are the heroine, you can't not participate. The director smiled very honestly. I know you have a big event tonight. You have to attend the Golden Bull Awards and walk the red carpet in the afternoon. Don't worry, it won't take up too much of your time. The main reason is that the visiting reporters have already asked to participate. You can just say a few words then. Your award ceremony today is very helpful to our drama. Okay. I didn't say I couldn't go. Tao Ran turned around gracefully and then retracted the decent smile on his face. Assistant Yu Shanshan was unhappy. What's going on with Director Wu? Doesn't he know how important today is to you? It's a nomination for Best Actress. Why doesn't it take a few hours to prepare? Why didn't he tell me earlier that he was going to have a celebration party? What's going on at this last minute, damn it? I even made a beauty appointment for you at noon. It's Huang Qian who's causing trouble. Tao Ran, 23 years and 8 months old. Hua Dan, the top star of Century Entertainment. The hottest actress in China. Although he is not very young, he is already an old man in the entertainment industry. He has won all the major awards in the Asia-Pacific region, and is only missing the domestic Golden Bull Award. So she is determined to win the Best Actress award tonight. As for Huang Qian, she is from the same agency as Tao Ran. Although she is known as Tao Ran's successor, she has mostly played Tao Ran's screen supporting actress for many years. Tao Ran has never regarded Huang Qian as a threat, but in Huang Qian's perception, Tao Ran is an obstacle that she must overcome to take the position of the first sister. The same is true for the glory of original intention at this moment. Huang Qian is still the second female lead, and she is still the same as the character in the play. She always wants to overpower the heroine, but no matter how hard she tries, she will always lose in front of the heroine. No, this is probably the last time I secretly made trouble in front of reporters, got a taste of the sweetness of being on trending searches, and is here again. The ghost is still here. But, how did you know? Yu Shanshan approached with a gossipy face. Director Wu is not a person who acts on a whim. There is no way he made the appointment for the reporter, so someone can only send it to him. Today all the media's cameras will only focus on the awards ceremony. The organizers have many activities, and they have busy. Instead of coming to our crew to stare at them, they might as well just stare at them. So either Huang Qian used her connections again, or Huang Qian planned some big news for me again. Didn't you see that she is particularly gorgeous today? Tao Ran's expression remained unchanged as he walked towards his nanny's car. What is she going to do? Can't she just stop for 2 days? Yu Shanshan hurriedly followed. If I don't go to the closing banquet held for me, I won't give face to the director, the entertainment reporter, and so many staff members, and I'm just acting like a big star. It's not friendly to me if this matter comes out before the award ceremony. If I go, not only will I be carried away by her rhythm, but I will also be held back. What do you think will happen if I eat something wrong or drink too much, delaying the red carpet in the afternoon and the ceremony in the evening? Yu Shanshan gritted her teeth and said, I'm going to find out if she is causing trouble. No need. Taoran raised his chin and gestured forward. I saw 2 large flower baskets and human-shaped signboards already placed beside her nanny car. The ribbons were fluttering, and the words celebrating Sister Ran Ran's perfect completion and my favorite Qian were clearly visible. The intimacy is evident. Did you see it? She was prepared for it. She said she loves me the most. It's so affectionate. If there is no audience, who will she perform to? And the director just issued a notice. How can these things be accomplished overnight? Yu Shanshan sighed. She clearly wants you to be in a dilemma. It's not right to go or not to the celebration banquet or the Hungmen banquet. Since you can see it, why did you agree to the director? Do you want to find a way to push it back? You know everything about me. Huang Qian is just a clown. I didn't plan to argue with her at first, but it seems. Sister Ran Ran. Just as Taoran was about to get into the car, he was stopped by Huang Qian, who was smiling and smiling. Sister, you have finished filming today. To celebrate for you, I have prepared a support car for you. The car will arrive in half an hour, and then you have to stand by the car and take a few more photos with me. Taoran's smile was still impeccable. You spent a lot of money. Taoran really had never cared about Huang Qian. She liked to tease her, but she might not be willing to pay attention to her. She got into the RV without looking back, not caring about Huang Qian, who was shut out by the automatic door, with fire in her eyes and a cold sneer in her mouth. How disgusting! I have never seen such a disgusting person. Yu Shanshan was angry. She has been Taoran's assistant for 5 years, and she has just enough time to see Huang Qian's behavior over the years. I pretended to be a novice when I begged you. If you hadn't given her a chance when she was desperate, she would have still been selling wine part-time at a KTV. You introduced her to the company and gave her so many resources. She was doing well and climbed along. Hurry up, I just want to show my deep sisterly love with you, and I will take you with me when I meet someone. It's like chewing gum stuck to the sole of a shoe. No matter how much you rub it, it can't be wiped clean. After enough heat, she also behaves like a dog, and I don't know, it's just repaying a favor. He still has the nerve to lend you a favor while poaching your corners, cheating on you and plotting against you again and again. This kind of person is simply a scumbag. How many times have I told you, calm down. If you are so straight, how will you be able to eat this bowl of rice in the future? That's just my temper. I want to swat flies when I see them. What can I do? Yu Shanshan turned her head and glanced out the window, but Huang Qian hadn't left yet. The scene where she was locked out of the car by Taoran just now caught the eyes of many people. At this moment, Huang Qian looked aggrieved, with tears rolling in her eyes, but she was still calling to urge the rescue vehicle. Look at her coy demeanor. Anyone who looks at it will think that you are arrogant, and she is pitiful and bullied. Who doesn't know that you can make up 100 episodes of the story just based on this scene? Why is there so much drama? Not on the right path? I really want to slap her to death. The more Yu Shanshan talked, the angrier she became. She turned around and saw a handful of perfume lilies also named Huang Qian on Taoran's dressing table. Unable to suppress her anger, she simply grabbed the handful of flowers and opened the window. Sister Qian, then. Taoran was about to shout stop, but the flower in Yu Shanshan's hand had already hit the back of Huang Qian's head. She suddenly thought that since the celebration banquet and reporters were most likely arranged by Huang Qian, the reason why Huang Qian had so many scenes was that the reporters had already entered the set and were staring at her and Huang Qian. It's just that her stop was still a step too late. Huang Qian was not prepared and was hit by the lily. She stumbled, twisted her heels, and almost made a fool of herself in her tight skirt. Her ankle suddenly became swollen, and she had to walk on the red carpet in the afternoon. I don't know if it would affect her. Huang Qian was furious, but she didn't have an attack that ruined her previous character. She was very playful, and her eyes instantly turned red. Shan Shan, why, is it Sister Ran Ran? Sister Ran Ran, doesn't she like the flowers I sent? When Yu Shanshan saw her, her first reaction was to pour dirty water on Tao Ran, which made her feel even more disgusted. What do you mean? Sister Ran Ran likes your flowers very much. But Sister Ran Ran is allergic to flowers, so she asked me to return the flowers to you. But Sister Qian Qian, I screamed so loudly. It was obviously you who didn't answer on purpose. What? How can you rely on Sister Ran Ran to complain first? I, Sister Ran Ran, have always treated people sincerely, don't you know that others don't know it? Yu Shanshan said with sarcasm, and as expected, it felt better to be a bad person. Huang Qian's pretty face trembled slightly. Allergic? Why didn't I know that Sister Ran was allergic to flowers? Allergies are nothing. Who doesn't know who yet? Although Huang Qian was annoyed, she was also a little happy. Just as Tao Ran guessed, the reporter she arranged had already entered the set. She was so sleepy that she handed her a pillow. She was originally looking for materials and wanted to give the other party a few more stains, but she didn't expect that the other party was so polite and gave her everything she asked for. Let those reporters take pictures of her day of bullying and give Tao Ran a big gift this afternoon. So what if Tao Ran successfully wins the prize tonight? It would be even more painful to climb up and fall down. Starting from tomorrow, not only will everyone witness the whole process of Ziba's arrogance, but they will also become the object of distress for the entire network. Then he can snatch all the major productions and endorsements held by the company from Tao Ran. Haha, these few minutes were all captured on video. Tao Ran was naturally blamed for the little assistant being so arrogant. Sister Ran Ran even brought roses when she was on stage yesterday. Why are you allergic? We need to explain this clearly. Do you want me to take Sister Ran to the hospital? Huang Qian asked with concern. Tao Ran in the car pulled Yu Shanshan back. Tao Ran appeared at the window with a cold face. Huang Qian, I just told you yesterday that I was allergic to lilies, and you sent lilies to my car today. What are your intentions? When did you say? Huang Qian was dumbfounded. Tao Ran lied. This was beyond her expectation. She dared to take the initiative to provoke him because she had figured out Tao Ran's temperament. What she dislikes the most is that Tao Ran always looks as arrogant as a peacock. In her mind, Tao Ran never lies or disdains to lie. She didn't expect that Tao Ran took the wrong medicine today and uncharacteristically opened his eyes and told lies. Tao Ran rarely made trouble, but this time he raised his voice unusually. Huang Qian, let me speak frankly while there are no outsiders. Do you want me to be covered in rash and unable to go to the awards ceremony, or are you deliberately trying to harm me and replace me? Do you think that if you call reporters, are you considering the face of the company and the crew and not exposing you? Do you think that by holding a wedding banquet for me, I have to cooperate with your sisterly love? Sister Ran Ran, you can't open your eyes and say. You mean that I deliberately tried to suppress you unjustly? Given the gap between you and me, do I need it? Tao Ran was confident, who among the people present didn't believe it? The two of them were sitting there, their auras clearly showing their superiority. Will the queen still play tricks for Xiao Beihua? Give me a break. If you don't believe it, go to the hospital with me tomorrow to see if I'm really allergic or if I'm setting you up. Tao Ran was not afraid at all. At this time, momentum determines the outcome. They are both popular and in the same company. Even if Huang Qian is thick-skinned and really wants to make trouble and go to the hospital with her, the company will not allow this joke to happen. On the contrary, in order to calm the matter, the company will issue a certificate, issue an announcement, and post a medical advice for her allergy today. What's she afraid of? But Tao Ran still doesn't like Huang Qian, at least he framed her with real swords and guns, unlike her, who can't get on the stage by being sneaky. Let's all disperse, Tao Ran closed the window with a loud voice. When a big name comes out with great momentum, it still carries a lot of weight. No matter how good the show is, face must be given. Everyone who was whispering retreated. With hatred flowing in her eyes, Huang Qian thought of those reporters, so naturally she couldn't leave, so she stood in front of the car door and acted out her love. The innocent little white flower burst into tears. She pulled the assistant director and said that she really didn't know anything. She performed a performance that I felt pity for. In the car, before Yu Shanshan could finish praising Sister Ran for being so powerful, she was choked back by Tao Ran's eyes. Yu Shanshan understood it after thinking about it for a moment. Sister, you lied for me, right? You were afraid that Huang Qian would take notice of me, so you deliberately came out to provoke a wave of hatred. It's good that you know. I can't protect you anymore. Huang Qian is petty, don't offend her. Tao Ran could not hide his frustration in his eyes. So, don't stand up for me anymore. Live well and work hard, that's better than anything else. Tao Ran was so beautiful in front of the makeup lamp. Her smooth and delicate skin was as flawless as white porcelain without the need for foundation. It was the skin quality that many girls dreamed of. But Yu Shanshan could see that her face was whiter and the light could almost pass through her. The cortex passed through. This discovery became more and more obvious day by day, making Yu Shanshan's heart and eyes sore. Tao Ran looked at Yu Shanshan and sighed. After she leaves, will Huang Qian give up? If she takes the top position in the company and no longer has her goal, will she turn her attention to Shanshan? Shanshan, I remember you said yesterday, is someone going to invite me to dinner? Yes, the old director of Taiguan Group offered you 1 million to have a meal with you. He said he wanted to get acquainted, and there were no other arrangements for the meal. I refused as per usual. Call me. Today at noon, I will decide the location. 2 hours, just dinner. 1 million. Ask him if he should accept it. Tao Ran took off her lipstick, but her lips became even more colorful. Red, like blood. She didn't have much time left. She was too lazy to take action and wanted to let Huang Qian go. It seemed that a good person couldn't do it. Then she can only make a condom. Just think of her as eliminating harm for the people. Huang Qian, she wants to beat her to pieces, and everyone screams for beating her. 20 minutes later, Tao Ran stood in front of the director. I'm not going to the wedding banquet at noon. She changed into a minimalist black tight skirt, which not only made her skin look beautiful, but also outlined her perfect figure, especially her 2 straight long legs that made people want to ignore them. Both are not. Isn't this agreed? I'm not in the mood, so I won't go. Tao Ran glanced at Huang Qian, who was acting out. Director, if there's nothing else to do, I'll leave first. Please contact me later. Seeing Tao Ran's phone ringing, Ying He was on the other end of the phone immediately, and then left quickly without looking back. The director became furious and flew straight towards Huang Qian with the script in his hand. Huang Qian, do it again. It's wrong. The words are wrong and the expression is wrong. Read the script a few more times. A quarter of an hour ago, he heard about Huang Qian's tricks on Tao Ran's flowers, and he quickly had someone pull Huang Qian away from Tao Ran's car. Huang Qian cried and complained that she was wronged, but the director felt for Tao Ran. Although Tao Ran is a bit cold and arrogant, she is recognized in the industry as a hard-working sannyasin who has endured hardships and is tenacious. As long as she is on stage, all her thoughts are focused on the role and she never bothers with trivial matters. He would never believe that Taoran would trouble Huang Qian when he had nothing to do. Now Taoran's rare expression of anger clearly confirmed his judgment. Damn it, how can he not be angry? As expected, this girl Huang Qian still pissed off Taoran. This drama is about to enter the promotion period. If Taoran is cold, isn't this drama going to be too cold? The director scolded Huang Qian in his heart, thinking that he would never use this damn thing again. The director caught up with Taoran and said that he was completely on her side and would call their company to explain the matter later. Huang Qian would definitely give her an explanation, but asked her to put aside her personal grudges first. Don't ask reporters to gossip during today's closing banquet. Taoran didn't want to go to the banquet in the first place, but this was the perfect opportunity to use the topic. How could she go back? Although I won't go to the closing banquet, I will not harm the efforts of all of us because of personal grudges. Don't worry, I will compensate in another way. The director's eyes lit up and he motioned for her to continue. Tonight, please watch the live broadcast of the awards ceremony on time. Not only will our show be a hot search and earn enough popularity, I will also make our show a box office hit. The director was stunned for a moment and then understood immediately. Okay. Taoran, you have to know that you are the backbone of our show. You are the favorite to win the award tonight. As long as there is a chance, I hope you can promote our show more. The director just thought that Taoran was going to promote his play at tonight's awards ceremony, and he was already grinning from ear to ear. He has had this idea for a long time, but Taoran was nominated for another movie Patch Life, and he will be with the director and actors of Patch Life throughout tonight. He knew Taoran's temper and never dared to ask for it. Hearing this, he was naturally very happy. Taoran knew that he would be wrong, so he just smiled to reassure him. Okay, hurry up and get ready. Thank you, director. Huang Qian's assistant over there was still scolding Taoran for being a big name, but the director who was returning happened to catch him. The director was so angry that he had nowhere to vent his anger, so the little assistant showed up to the door himself. The director picked up the phone and called Century Entertainment to complain. He scolded Huang Qian and the assistant, saying that they were holding him and their company back. He bluntly said that if they were not dealt with seriously, Huang Qian's role would be his own. Huang Qian was so angry that her liver hurt after receiving the harsh lesson from her company manager. The manager hinted that she could put the blame on the assistant, and even forced her to apologize to the director and Taoran before tonight's awards ceremony, otherwise she would bear the consequences. Huang Qian sneered and hung up the phone. Apologize? Dream. She simply threw away the work at hand and took leave because she had a stomachache. Taoran was in the same beauty salon as her, and she knew she had an appointment for facial care and manicure today. Why do you dress so seductively when you go to the beauty salon? It's obviously weird. Huang Qian suspected that Taoran might have met with company executives for the prize. I have opened a new book, please support me. The heroine who wears fast is really a boss. Author, Ruo Shui 1111. Chapter 2. 5 hours later, at the Capital Culture and Art Museum, there were still 2 hours before the Golden Bull Awards ceremony officially started. Sister Ran Ran is so beautiful. In Taoran's lounge, Yu Shanshan moved her tablet to show Taoran's smile that had been captured on the red carpet. It was already late after Taoran's dinner, and he didn't have time to rush to the beauty room to tidy up, so he only took the stylist to do a simple makeup in the nanny car. But even so, her natural beauty and strong aura absolutely crush most actresses, and she is a real red carpet killer. From the moment she stepped onto the red carpet, all the lights were focused on her. The dress was tailor-made for her by the brand. The domineering and gorgeous flame red not only made her skin as white as jade and as white as snow, but also formed a huge contrast with her arrogance and coldness, making her look gorgeous, charming, and mysterious. Her slender waist and long legs are her plus points. When she moves gracefully, she looks like a queen in a fairy tale. No one can help but take another look at her. She easily became the first person on the red carpet. Even at this moment, praise and comments about her take up a lot of space, mixed in various reports about the Golden Bull Award. Tao Ran only glanced at it briefly and stopped paying attention. He put on a minimalist white slim-fitting dress. Has Huang Qian entered the scene too? Yes. She came in a quarter of an hour ago. The director of the play she participated in was shortlisted. Naturally, she will not let go of this opportunity to show her face. Tao Ran nodded. Even if there was no such opportunity, Huang Qian would definitely come. Tao Ran took the medicine from his handbag and swallowed it. Yu Shanshan nodded secretly, and Tao Ran swallowed 6 pills this time, one more than last week. Sister Ran. Shinshan's eyes turned red again. The fish should be hooked soon. Go ahead and get ready. Tao Ran didn't like and wasn't used to other people's pity. She is sick. Blood diseases. It's a secret. Apart from herself, only her assistant Yu Shanshan knew about it, not even the company or her agent. She took on 3 foreign-funded films in the past 2 years, which actually made it easier for her to seek medical treatment abroad. However, this disease is incurable. Her blood condition was very strange. Various indicators fluctuate up and down, and there are conflicts and contradictions. Dr. Hofstede, the attending physician, said that he had never encountered such a strange disease. She refused several requests to study her disease as a subject and form a medical team. She doesn't want to be studied as a monster. She doesn't want everyone who knows her to pity her. She was as gorgeous as summer flowers when she was born, and she will be as quiet and beautiful as autumn leaves after death. Dr. Hofstede regretfully told her that she might have less than half a year left. But in fact, she knew very well that time, it should be 3 months and a few days ago. She couldn't survive 24. This was what her only relative, Granny Hua, told her on her 12th birthday. Her mother, grandmother, and great-grandmother all died on the day before their 24th birthday, which was extremely strange. Granny Hua told her that this was fate. Inescapable. So Granny Hua always advised her to have a child early even if she didn't get married, so as not to break her bloodline. She refused. If the disease cannot be cured, why let future generations suffer? Instead of passing away at the most splendid age for generations to come, it would be better to end it here with her. Moreover, she doesn't want to die. She also has a gorgeous mother-in-law to take care of who raised her and her mother. Granny Hua is old, in poor health, and she is the only relative. She cannot die. She doesn't believe in fate. She was even more unwilling to give up hope. She has been living hard. She knows that she doesn't have much time, so she even squeezes out the time to sleep every day. She has been working hard to earn money, just hoping that money will not hinder her in seeking medical treatment. She has been working hard to improve her acting skills, and she hopes that if she really can't escape her fate, after she passes away, she will at least leave some traces in this world and leave a few works, so that she will not come and go without a trace, and her mother like grandma. She never gave up, always waiting for a miracle to happen. She is naturally arrogant like this. It's not that she is arrogant, but that she doesn't have time to waste on other trivial matters. Right now, there are only 3 months left. Even though she didn't want to bow her head, the reality of her body was destroying her confidence bit by bit. The effect of the drugs has been minimal. She took the medicine in front of Shan Shan, mostly because of Anshinshan's heart. That's all. After Shan Shan left, Tao Ran closed her eyes and rested, feeling the rapid and slow changes in her heartbeat. Sometimes she could even feel the flow of blood, and her 5 senses became particularly sensitive, which made her feel that death was closer. Just like now, before the door handle was turned, she had already felt that Huang Qian was coming. This was the first time Huang Qian appeared in front of her without knocking on the door. Arrogant and arrogant. Tao Ran has been waiting for her for a long time. After smiling at her, he watched her performance indifferently. Sure enough, Huang Qian stepped on her high heels, grabbed the ornaments in front of Tao Ran, made some gestures on herself and threw them away. Excessive arrogance. She looked Tao Ran up and down again with a very unfriendly expression, and finally looked down at Tao Ran and leaned forward in front of the sitting Tao Ran. Where did you go at noon? None of your business. You're not going to the wedding banquet. There must be other good places to go, right? It has nothing to do with you. Please leave. Oh, I'm panicking. Tao Ran, your acting skills are really good. You're obviously panicking, but your facial expression is still so perfect. If you have something to say, if nothing else, get out of here. Still so aloof, unfortunately, this aloof persona can't be maintained for long. Huang Qian squinted with contempt, opened a page on her phone and sent it to Tao Ran. It has been edited. Just press the send button and this shocking report with solid evidence will be sent to the major media. I advise take a good look. Tao Ran looked over. The report is to the point, the text is sharp, the photos are clear, and the headline is eye-catching. It was nothing more than a comparison of what she saw today at noon, from her wearing a black hat and a long trench coat as she ran quickly from the underground garage to the elevator, to her assistant leading a strange man into the club in the garage, and then to her smiling goodbye to the man in the garage 2 hours later. All passed. At the end of the article, there was also a photo of the man blowing a kiss and signaling to contact him again. A popular actress secretly met with a married industry boss. Was it an unspoken rule or an extramarital affair? Was it a transaction of money or a transaction of interests? The incident happened 8 hours before the Golden Bull Awards ceremony. Was it because the love was so deep that she couldn't help herself, or was there someone else attempting to use capital to influence the award? Bala, eloquent. While looking at the pictures and talking, there are also many revelations from informed people, which seems to be indeed conclusive evidence. So, do you have any real evidence? I went to the club for dinner, and I met an old friend to say hello. What a fuss. Okay, Tao Ran, who doesn't know about the romantic affairs of director Zhang of Taiguan Group? The stories about him and female stars are enough to write a million-word serial novel. Which female star whose name is linked to him can be clean? He is so clean and self-possessed, who wouldn't avoid him when he hears his name? Are you an old friend of someone like this? It's quite exciting. 2 hours is enough to do a lot of things, right? Tell me, how much did he give you? Or did you promise any resources? Come and let me hear it. Director Zhang and I are innocent. I just talked to him about charitable donations. Okay. Someone has to believe it. Huang Qian was about to die laughing. This Tao Ran can really pretend. Just now he said he was just saying hello to an old friend, but now he is talking about charity. The preface doesn't match the postscript, but you should actually be panicking, right? Huang Qian confirmed that Tao Ran had done something shady and that the story in her hands was true, and she suddenly felt reassured. No matter what you and Director Zhang did, let's discuss the matter. You have seen the report in my hand, and I advise you to think clearly about the consequences. Don't think that having a company to protect you can avert danger. You have to think, once this article comes out, if you go out, even the authority of the Golden Bull Award will be questioned. At that time, the pressure and responsibility will be on the company. Do you think the company will fight against the entire industry for you, or will it choose to abandon you? As for you, if you misbehave, not only will your status plummet and you will be scolded like a street rat, your reputation will be ruined for many years, but you may also have to pay a large amount of liquidated damages for your misbehavior. Huang Qian smiled again. In order to reduce losses by then, the company would use all the resources Chao Ran had to support her as soon as possible. Are you threatening me? What do you think? Speak directly, what do you want? I want you to stand back from today and announce tonight that you will take a 2-year break. In addition, I want the 2 endorsements and movies you are talking about. Endorsements and movies are not something I can just give. As long as you withdraw from the competition for the resources negotiated by the company, I will be 90% sure to get them. What if I don't agree? Then don't blame me for being ruthless. I will expose your scandal when you announce the winner of the Best Actress tonight. If you do that, the company will be affected, and it will also affect you indirectly. Don't tease Chao Ran. The company's wealth can withstand it, and it will be fine after a while. And you are the one who is being despicable. What does your personal matter have to do with the company? At that time, I will stand up and accuse you of bullying me for many years. Huang Qian lowered her body and chuckled. Today, how you and your assistant threw flowers at me has been filmed. The audience believes their own eyes. Do you think this is evidence? Aren't you very good at telling lies? I learned it. So I also asked a doctor to issue a certificate. There are several of them. They are all evidence of the beatings I have received from you over the years. Tell me, as your dearest sister, if I suddenly turn into a victim and show up to testify against you, what will be the effect? In order to protect itself, the company will only support me and ignore you. So the unlucky one will still be you. I've been very kind to you over the years, do you have to force me like this? If you don't take care of yourself, you will be punished by heaven and earth. Chao Ran lowered his head and stopped responding. The always arrogant swan finally wilted, and Huang Qian was somewhat satisfied. I'm waiting for your reply. Remember, the time limit is before the Best Actress award. This is your last chance. Huang Qian stepped out with her stiletto heels and walked out slowly. But after taking a few steps, she stepped back, picked up the cucumber juice from the table, and poured it directly on Chao Ran's white tube-top skirt. Don't wear white if you have stains. It tarnishes the color too much. Huang Qian, you have gone too far. So what if it's too much? Go complain to me. Do you dare? This dress is the brand's latest high-end model, and it needs to be returned. That's it? That's great. I haven't even borrowed this brand's latest high-end model, how can you? If it's ruined, just ruin it. You just have to pay for it. Huang Qian saw Chao Ran being so useless and kept silent. She smiled brightly with satisfaction, and finally turned around and left. Just a few seconds after she left, Yu Shanshan came back. How about it? See for yourself. Chao Ran smiled at Yu Shanshan, took out the mobile phone that had been recording from the half-open makeup case on the dressing table, pressed the pause and save buttons, and handed it to Shanshan. Please add it to your collection, please vote for me. Thank you all. 3. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The heroine who wears fast is really a boss. Author, Ruo Shui 1111. Chapter 3. Shanshan watched the video again. Tisk, tisk. You are absolutely right, forget about her. But how do you know that after she took secret photos, she would not tell them to the media first but would come to you first? If the commotion spreads all over the city, the company will definitely investigate. She can't hide the fire. She has caused such a big loss to the company, will the company spare her? And she and I have just finished acting in the same play. I want to. If something goes wrong, the play will be over. She is still counting on the movie to gild her. The risk for her to act rashly is too great. So if she really wanted to take action, the best time would be after the movie was released. And with her temperament, she has been suppressed by me for so many years, and she got such a big deal, how could she not show off her power in front of me and appreciate my pain? Maybe instead of beating me to death all at once, it would be better to practice slowly and gain a sense of accomplishment. Of course, the most important thing is that she didn't dare to guess with 100% certainty, so she wanted to test director Zhang and me. In view of these 3 points, I am sure that she will try to control me first, because that is the only way that is best for her. Your analytical skills are really amazing. It's my job to figure out the role. But if she doesn't plan to, don't worry. She's no match for me. Usually I'm too lazy to do anything, but today I've made up my mind to step on her into the mud and never get out. It's a pity that this skirt, the latest spring haute couture, is the only one in the country that has won it. The price is at least 7 figures. Tao Ran smiled. It was a pity, it was expensive, but in the end, it was definitely not him who paid for this dress. But what will you wear at the award ceremony? Should you still wear the red dress from the red carpet or borrow one from the organizer? Just, the black skirt I was wearing when I came here, that's the one in Huang Qian's video. Tonight will be the last scene she performs in her life. She was leaving anyway, so she should do her best. The award ceremony began. Tao Ran is still the actress who appears most frequently in the camera. And she is also the most talked about actress. The reason is simple, her dress, too casual. The #1 award ceremony in the country, the most authoritative award ceremony in the film and television industry, it is a gathering of stars and media, and the award ceremony is broadcast live on TV and the internet simultaneously. All the stars are doing their best to compete for beauty, and they can be as gorgeous as they want. Fortunately for her, she only wore a simple black dress. When I looked for a certain treasure online, the price was only 1,000 yuan. Which one of her co-stars doesn't have a custom-made dress? Which one is not a million-level jewelry edition? But not only did Tao Ran wear cheap clothes, she didn't even have any jewelry, and she didn't even have her hair styled properly. She just let her long wavy hair hang loosely on her shoulders, making her look even more casual, lazy, and arrogant. The agent was shocked when he saw her like this, and hurriedly called to ask the brand that he had cooperated with all the time to send a dress. The company's senior management almost exploded when he saw her, but they could only ask her if she was doing a gimmick to create popularity. Even the person in charge of the organizer said several times that there were several spare sets of dresses for her to choose from. Tao Ran rejected them one by one in public, held his head high, and took his seat with a decent smile. In this way, she is absolutely unique among the flowers. And the more this happens, the more people speculate, and it naturally attracts more attention. Huang Qian, who was dressed gorgeously and spent a lot of money to become a high-end VIP through channels, and then borrowed a new dress from a high-end brand, saw her face distorted for a while. She resented Tao Ran's despicableness, and was even more jealous of her luck of being the center of attention at any time. Her desire to completely suppress Tao Ran became stronger and stronger. Huang Qian couldn't stand Tao Ran's arrogance, so she couldn't help but take out her mobile phone and send Tao Ran a photo of herself and director Zhang out of the club together, with the words, "You don't have much time." Tao Ran felt his phone vibrate, but did not open it. He still smiled and communicated softly with Wang Bo, the former actor next to him. The big screen focused on Tao Ran and Wang Bo several times, and the handsome men and beautiful women attracted enough attention. While Huang Qian was jealous, she was even more dissatisfied that Tao Ran didn't take her seriously, so she sent several photos and threats one after another. But Tao Ran always smiled sweetly and seemed to have completely forgotten how to get caught. Seeing that the Best Actress award was coming soon, Tao Ran still didn't express his position, and Huang Qian was even more furious. The guests on the stage had already begun to introduce several nominees. Huang Qian couldn't bear it anymore and directly sent the unsent report that she had edited and showed to Tao Ran. Tao Ran took advantage of the fact that the camera was not on him and quickly glanced at the document, then turned back and gave Huang Qian a cowardly look. The time for the awards has finally arrived. Even though Tao Ran had nothing to ask for, this moment was also tense. She has won several Asia-Pacific Film Newcomer Awards, Best Supporting Actress and Best Actress, but only the Golden Bull. She has not won any of them so far. This time, the script of Patch Life was wonderful and triggered people's thinking. She spent 2 months grinding out the role before joining the cast. In the end, the box office and word of mouth hit both, making her the actress with the highest demand for awards. One of the award guests was Kui Sing, a veteran in the industry, and the other was Wang Bo, who was sitting next to Tao Ran. The winner is Tao Ran from Patch Life. After a lot of excitement, teacher Kui revealed the name. Tao Ran breathed a sigh of relief. Her career is finally complete. Then, there is one last scene she left in front of the screen. Just broadcast it live. Well, such an exit may be more deeply remembered. Under the gaze of millions of people, Tao Ran stood up and stepped onto the stage. She was sitting in the first row, and she could walk up the steps to both sides of the stage. But she didn't go on stage directly. Under the light, she actually walked diagonally backward. All eyes focused on her footsteps and stopped in front of Huang Qian. Tao Ran stood still, his heart beating like a drum, and became Huang Qian. This was not what Huang Qian expected. But she quickly concluded that Tao Ran was scared and had come to surrender to show her kindness. This was to show the sisterly love and send her to a successful career. Huang Qian calmed down, shook her shoulders, flipped up her hair, and showed what she thought was the most perfect smile, then stood up and opened her arms. Congratulations to Sister Ran Ran, you have finally waited until today. Your efforts have not been in vain, and I am sincerely happy for you. The camera turned on her, and when she thought that at least tens of millions of people were watching this live broadcast, Huang Qian smiled brightly, with tears glistening in her sincere eyes. She was thinking about whether she should cry, continue the sisterly bond, and gain more camera and news weight. The beautiful me is more than 10 times better than the shabby Tao Ran. The news tomorrow morning must have her own glamour pressure, right? Also, will Tao Ran invite him to the stage? Will you take the credit for yourself? Wouldn't it be more eye-catching to have a tearful scene yourself? But the effect is there, but it's not beautiful enough? Is today's mascara waterproof enough? Only. Huang Qian, who had so many thoughts, never expected that she would never finish her words, received no response to her hug, and even less sisterly love. All she received was a slap. Solid. There was a snap. Huang Qian's mind buzzed and she was stunned. And just as stunned as she was, there were everyone in the audience. W. Sigma, degree. Sigma, degree. Phi Pan. The heroine who wears fast is really a boss. Author, Ruo Shui 1111. Chapter 4. This slap made the air freeze for a moment. It wasn't until the cold-faced Tao Ran turned around and walked away with all his domineering power that everyone suddenly woke up. What happened? Flashlights all over the place lit up instantly, recording Tao Ran's cold expression and Huang Qian's awkwardly suspended arm in mid-air. For an instant, everyone's eyes went back and forth between the two, and finally settled on Huang Qian's face. Tao Ran's slap came quickly and hard, and the 5 red fingerprints on Huang Qian's snow-white face were clearly visible. It's not a slap in the face, let alone a female star's face. Still slapped in the face in public. Live slap in the face. There is a story. Everyone's heart for gossip was igniting. Not only the reporters, but also the audience and even many actors picked up their mobile phones and pointed them at Huang Qian's face. The director of the live TV broadcast did not cut off the scene because he was not sure whether this was a hype directed and performed by Century Entertainment or a real incident. But such exciting scenes obviously have a big boost in ratings. As a result, the camera's advancement followed Huang Qian's face. Huang Qian wanted to strangle Tao Ran to death. Tao Ran went crazy. Obviously, she rejected herself, refused to cooperate and refused to back down. She still wants to fight with herself. She really refuses to give in. Does she really think that she, Tao Ran, is a born queen and cannot bow her head? How vicious is the slap in the face in public? From now on, this scene will remain in film history. Even if he becomes an international superstar, he will still become a joke at this moment. At this moment, Huang Qian even tore Tao Ran's heart to pieces. She felt a little secretly resentful. It seemed that she was still too timid and too soft-hearted. If she had just fought hard when she got the evidence, it wouldn't have happened, right? You should have taken action earlier. The company will find out, so what if there will be penalties? The company had lost Tao Ran, so why did it dare to cut down its second-ranked cash cow? So what if the current movie is pornographic? Without Tao Ran, our resources will only be better in the future. The phone was vibrating. Huang Qian glanced at it and saw Tao Ran's reply, "You got what you wanted, right? Being so focused on, how do you feel? I'll make headlines tomorrow." "You're welcome." How could Huang Qian endure such provocation? She seemed to have no other choice. Today, she and Huang Qian must decide the outcome. "You die, I live." When I looked up again, Huang Qian's eyes were filled with tears, and I felt pity for her. And Tao Ran had already stood on the stage. The focus returned to the stage again. Huang Qian's eyes were filled with hatred, and she quickly pressed a circle on her phone with trembling fingers. Now that Tao Ran has made his position clear, there is no need to be polite. She had already made preparations, and the report she showed Tao Ran had never been intended to be published. She's not crazy, and she doesn't dare to involve the Golden Bull Award in capital and industry scandals. If she is found out, will she offend the entire industry? So she made another piece of news targeting Tao Ran personally. All the content pointed directly at Tao Ran's private life and style, and implied that everything she had today was obtained through skin-flesh transactions. At this moment, Huang Qian gave an order, and the two reporters she was friends with pushed the already edited reports together with today's shooting of Tao Ran's bullying on the set, and copied and sent them to the reporters' WeChat group. Then there were the two reporters at the scene who deliberately shouted loudly to the crowd, "If you have a mobile phone, quickly search the Entertainment World Weibo account. The Tao Ran scandal has been revealed." Instant frying. The reporters were dumbfounded. With Tao Ran winning the award today and Huang Qian just being slapped, the value of this news could almost overwhelm the entire Golden Bull Award. Even more discerning people noticed that the black skirt Tao Ran was wearing was exactly the same as the one she wore in the video. On the stage, they were still reviewing the wonderful editing in Tao Ran's movie Patch Life, but in just 1 minute, even the actors and the audience were in a cycle of looking down at their phones and looking up at Tao Ran. The host didn't know why, but he heard the director in his earphones ordering him to end the award ceremony quickly. The presenters also sensed that something was not right in the atmosphere, and while they were making jokes, they signaled Tao Ran to leave immediately. But Tao Ran stood there domineeringly, motionless, letting the cameras and mobile phones take all the pictures. "Everyone, I have something to say." Tao Ran ignored the manager's almost crazy look below and instead took the phone from the assistant. As soon as she opened her mouth, the whole place became audibly quiet. The main judges and directors of the conference were shouting to stop, but Tao Ran shouted to them directly and domineeringly. "Aren't you curious? I wear high-end clothes on the red carpet, but why do I wear such shabby clothes for a more important award ceremony? Huang Qian and I are sisters, but why did I slap her in public? I have been in the industry for 10 years. There are almost no scandals, but why are there so many photos taken before the award ceremony? I need 5 minutes to explain that the Golden Bull Award has always been the most authoritative in the industry. Leaving so many mysteries and so-called scandals is not only detrimental to me personally, but also ruins the reputation of Golden Bull for no reason, affecting the credibility of Golden Bull and the development of the industry. So please give me a chance to clarify, not only to bring justice to myself, but also to the credibility of the entire conference. Give me 5 minutes, maybe I can give you a surprise. Taoran's words and deeds were still being broadcast through live broadcasts, and the broadcast side of the conference website was almost maxed out. The writing and directing team wanted to cut off the broadcast several times, but looking at the rising ratings, they really couldn't do it. The number of calls to the advertising department was also booming. Several major sponsors expressed their desire to insert advertisements in Taoran. As long as they can be inserted, the price can be negotiated. Weirdly, the chief director felt that whether it was a scandal or an own mistake, if it could be a hit this time, it would be considered an achievement, right? The odds of winning in a gamble don't seem to be low, right? In the blink of an eye, the ratings have exceeded the highest point in the 30 years of the Golden Bull Awards. Even with this number, it was impossible for the director to stop Taoran. The organizing committee also fell silent after hearing the ratings figures. Half a minute later, the sponsor's advertisement also started to scroll in a small window in Taoran's live broadcast. Taoran knew from the host's reaction that she had bought time. And she had just briefly read the report that exploded on the internet. Teacher Kui and Wangbo, who were presenting the awards, did not want to wade into troubled waters and were anxious to get off, but they were held back by Taoran. Even the host was invited to his side by Taoran, saying that he wanted them to help be witnesses. Facing the camera, the three embarrassed people could not move away and could only stand beside Taoran to cooperate. Taoran thanked the three of them and spoke calmly. Here, the first thing I do is apologize. But not to my company, not to Huang Qian, and not to the Golden Bull Award. The person I want to say sorry to is Director Zhang of Taiguang Group. I'm sorry, Director Zhang, it's embarrassing for you. Please vote for favorites and recommendations. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. The heroine who wears fast is really a boss. Author, Ruo Shui 1111. Chapter 5. Yu Shanshan handed over a stack of information. Taoran was not polite and piled all the information into the host's hands. In fact, the drama The Glory of Original Intention that I just completed today will be my last film before I retire. Originally, I planned to use the Golden Bull Awards as a stage to announce that I would retire from the entertainment industry if I was lucky enough to win an award today. And announce a big event. As soon as these words came out, there were already many exclamations. Withdraw. Is the new movie queen going to retire from acting? It is simply unheard of and unprecedented. Retreat bravely from such rapids? Is it because of the scandal? This is everyone's first reaction. I made this decision half a year ago. So in the past 2 months, I have completed the sale of all my assets. This includes my real estate and luxury cars. The proceeds from the sale, plus my savings over the past 10 years, the assets are quite considerable. I had already completed the formalities for this money through a lawyer half a month ago. The documents are all here. The camera zoomed in, and Wangbo helped open the file at her signal. Wangbo was so shocked that he opened his eyes again, and then took a breath. What surprised people was not the amount, but that Taoran actually donated all of such a large amount of assets, such a huge number. Because of Taoran's good image, the advertising fees alone have been a huge amount of income every year in these years. In addition, she never slacks off and is a well-known hard-working sannyasin in the industry. Is this how she has saved such a large sum of money? But she works so hard, but instead of working for herself, she donated it. Every document is formal and complete. All assets were divided into 4 parts. One goes to the Red Cross, one goes to Project Hope, one goes to the Disabled Persons Foundation, and one set up a charitable foundation in her name and entrusted a professional organization to operate it. Not only Wang Bo, but also teacher Kui also looked at him with admiration and began to take the initiative to help display and confirm various documents. The host was very eloquent while relaying the document and praising it with kind words. Everyone's jaw dropped. Huang Qian sat there stupidly, wondering if Tao Ran was really crazy or was faking it. Withdraw. Donate money. Only then did she think of going to Tao Ran, who told her that she was just meeting the old pervert to talk about charity. Is it true? How can it be? No, no. Of course Huang Qian didn't know that this was a decision Tao Ran had made early in the morning. Tao Ran was alive in just a few days. She had no relatives, so she had made arrangements for the rest of the money except for keeping the portion to take care of Granny Hua. Announcing my retirement and donating all my wealth to those in need, this is what I really wanted to do on this stage today. But the report just now surprised me. I am a person who wants to withdraw from the industry, but I am being slandered like this. As a person who has donated all his wealth, what kind of financial benefits transactions can I make with others? This in itself is ridiculous. I am very fortunate that I had the intention to quit early on, and all the documents and procedures had been completed confidentially beforehand. I can't imagine, if I had moved slower, what position and situation would I be in now? Are you unable to argue? Tao Ran looked at the group of reporters. How innocent I am, why do you want to slander me like this? The 2 reporters from Entertainment World magazine suddenly became the target of public criticism. They hid their faces in a panic, but were caught by the camera. In fact, as soon as Tao Ran's documents came out, her so-called scandal was self-defeating. Obviously there is a villain who is stirring up trouble for shady purposes. There is no idiot here, who can't figure it out. Today, I made an appointment with Director Zhang of Taiguan Group. Because I heard that Director Zhang has always spent a lot of money on charity projects, and Director Zhang himself also holds and operates a charity fund. Regarding my new foundation, there are many things I don't understand, and I hope to get support from Director Zhang. Director Zhang has the world at heart. As soon as I proposed it, Director Zhang transferred 1 million to my Daoran Charitable Foundation account without saying a word, which was a good start. It happened at noon today. If you don't believe it, the bank can check it and the records can prove it. In addition, Director Zhang generously expressed his willingness to serve as a director of the Daoran Charitable Foundation and provide a certain amount of funding every year. This afternoon, Director Zhang had already prepared and signed the contract, and invested 2 million in the foundation in his own name. However, Director Zhang said that he only wanted to do charity quietly and did not want to attract publicity, so this matter was kept a secret. Here, I want to apologize to Director Zhang for the second time. I'm sorry. In order to prove myself and for your and my innocence, I can only choose to expose your good deed. Yes, the person named Zhang who met at noon originally had bad intentions, but a businessman is a businessman after all, so Tao Ran only sent out a plan and applauded the convenience. Whitewashing and promotion, and in such a high-exposure live broadcast environment, this advertisement is definitely more effective than spending hundreds of millions to sponsor a Golden Bull Award. No fool would refuse. Moreover, Director Zhang originally intended to enter the political field, and charity would not only boost his reputation in the slightest. As long as he arranges it well, he, a nouveau riche, will truly become a celebrity. Immediately, Director Zhang made the decision and said that he would completely listen to Tao Ran's arrangements. The originally promised reward of 1 million yuan for the meal was naturally transferred to the foundation account designated by Tao Ran. After the meal, Director Zhang no longer had any charming thoughts towards Tao Ran. He was completely filled with admiration. He even volunteered that he would transfer a sum of money to the foundation account today. Taoran asked him to implement everything he had to do to implement the contract, and director Zhang agreed. After knowing that someone was secretly filming, he even said that he would help Taoran find out who was behind the scenes. At this moment, the whole place was in an uproar again. It turns out that this is the reason why Taoran secretly met with the boss of the listed group, to get funds and help. It turns out that it was all a mistake. It's just that the person who is talking about the picture is indeed evil-hearted. If it had not been exposed, you can imagine the public criticism and pressure Taoran would have faced. Taurus would become a joke and the entire circle would be embarrassed. On the other side, Taoran's manager, Sister Chen, has been investigating what happened since Taoran slapped Huang Qian on stage. The twists and turns between the two are unknown to others, but she naturally knows about it. When talking about what happened on the set today, as soon as the two reporters who were good friends with Huang Qian showed up, she basically guessed the whole story. The upper management of Century Entertainment was alarmed. Not to mention Sister Chen, even Huang Qian's manager couldn't sit still. Text messages and WeChat messages were sent out, forcing Huang Qian to get up and leave the venue through the side door. Huang Qian's mind was on the stage. When she was angry, she couldn't care about this, so she simply gritted her teeth and turned off the phone. At this moment, she didn't think that she was being plotted. She didn't believe that Taoran would give up hundreds of millions of assets, so in her opinion, the other party should be struggling to his death. Why are you talking about charity in secret? After receiving Huang Qian's signal, the two reporters, whose faces were already red, had to put up a final resistance. It's empty talk. Who knows whether what you said is true or false? What we photographed is indeed true, and is there any evidence for what you said? What can't be done in a 2-hour secret meeting? You want evidence? Wait. Taoran opened WeChat on his mobile phone in front of the camera. Not only did he expose the recent voice call records, but after finding the name of the philanthropist Zhang, he also exposed a series of conversations with him about the charity foundation. The time showed that it was this afternoon. The language is serious, the content is professional, and there is no ambiguity. WeChat even showed that at 4 o'clock, a transfer record amounting to 2 million came from director Zhang. Taoran expressed his gratitude on behalf of the foundation. Keep robbing recommendation tickets, hand them all over to me. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The heroine who wears fast is really a boss. Author, Ruo Shui 1111. Chapter 6. Taoran directly dialed director Zhang's video phone number and pointed the other person's image directly into the camera lens. As soon as Zhang Dong was connected, he said he was following the Jinyu live broadcast. Director Zhang immediately clarified Taoran and explained the foundation matter in a very professional manner. Obviously, this was not done casually. Of course, no one believes that a listed group boss, a capital tycoon, and a CEO who never cares about gossip would spend a lot of money on a celebrity's scandal. But Taoran broke the casserole and asked for self-certification. She simply asked Director Zhang to send out the contract they signed. Director Zhang responded. A minute later, Director Zhang's Weibo posted a professional and complete contract for being hired as a foundation director, as well as 2 transfer records. He bluntly said that he welcomes supervision from all parties and welcomes everyone to participate in charity. Are you curious what Director Zhang and I did during the 2 hours? Let me tell you, it was eating, talking while eating, and then implementing cooperation. Taoran signaled Wang Bo to open her mobile phone photo album. The recent photos were all taken inside the club at noon. At this moment, they were projected on the big screen through the camera. Everyone watched the dinner clearly. Huang Qian felt dizzy as if she had been struck by lightning. The club was a membership only, and the two reporters were blocked out. Tao Ran was dressed sexy and sneaky, so she took it for granted that it was an escort bureau in the industry, a very private one. But little did he know that the private room where Tao Ran and the others ate was really just for eating. Tao Ran also took a group photo with the club owner and foreman. At this time, everyone was paying attention to Zhang Dong's Weibo, and the owner of the club also posted a group photo, saying that she personally served Tao Ran's dinner. Miss Tao and director Zhang were talking about business the whole time. They borrowed paper, pens, and notebooks from the club, which many waiters can testify to. The boss said that the two of them never crossed any rules or had any inappropriate contact. And the reason why they didn't post it on Weibo was because Miss Tao requested it before leaving in order to avoid suspicion. By this time, Tao Ran had completely removed himself from this scandal. She couldn't help but look at the dark-faced Huang Qian. Okay, the self-certification is over, and from now on, the two of them will exchange places. Doesn't Huang Qian like to play the role of little white flower the most? Next, Bai Hua will be the one who suffers the consequences, and it's time to let her taste the bitter fruit of being tricked by Xiao Bai Hua. On the stage, teacher Kui, as a veteran in the industry, is quite capable. He has witnessed the whole process of Tao Ran being slandered. At this moment, he was filled with righteous indignation and cursed the unscrupulous media for spreading rumors and causing trouble. While looking at the pictures and talking, he also took the opportunity to speak to the internet. He cursed violently. The veteran's sharp talk once again boosted the ratings. The 5 minutes Tao Ran requested had already arrived, but the writing and directing team was eager to continue her story. Will the ceremony be delayed? So what? God knows, just a short while ago, several more groups of advertisers came in. This time, tourists also made a lot of money. This year's income has more than doubled compared to last year. The entire editing and directing team almost saw the scene of each person getting a huge red envelope tomorrow. They tried their best to switch the live broadcast footage between Wang Bo's mobile phone, Tao Ran, Kui Xing, Huang Qian, the two culprit reporters and everyone in the audience. The big screen has already been cut into one main screen and multiple sub-screens for live broadcast at the same time, but even so, they still lamented that they didn't have enough hands and the camera didn't have enough time to cut. In the host's earphones, the control required by the director has already become delay. The host spoke in anger and passed the microphone to Tao Ran several times. Tao Ran didn't know whether to laugh or cry in his heart, so he could only tell him softly, "Wait a moment." On the stage, Wang Bo was flipping through Tao Ran's photo album with the camera. After the photos in the club, he moved on to some beautiful photos taken when Tao Ran tried on dresses this morning. 2 sets of dresses, one red and one white. Jewelry, dazzling and eye-catching. Tao Ran smiled awkwardly and said when the white dress came out, "This is my original outfit for the award ceremony." Wang Bo understood the meaning of the words, and naturally took over the words out of sympathy and admiration. He turned his phone to the camera lens again. "Everyone, take a look, is Tao Ran beautiful?" Through the camera, Tao Ran's image, wearing a handmade white dress and shining like a fairy, was projected on the big screen. With the contrast of Tao Ran's clothes at this moment, Tao Ran's regret and sadness for suddenly withdrawing from the circle, and the compassion and admiration for charity in his heart, the combination of these feelings made everyone hold their breath and be deeply amazed. Wang Bo holds the microphone. "Actress Tao Ran, you have to firmly believe that whether you are simple and resolute at this moment, or you are dazzlingly beautiful on the red carpet, or you originally planned to restore your true nature and purity, you are the most beautiful Tao Ran in our hearts, right?" The loud yes from the audience and the endless applause in return were the greatest satisfaction in this life for Tao Ran. And Wang Bo's interpretation of color is also correct. After blooming to the extreme red, she wore white to leave the final and purest image on the stage. This was her original intention. But it is not as good as God. God made her black. Fortunately, in the eyes of the world, she is that white angel-like existence. It was only at this time that everyone remembered that the two questions of why Chaoran changed his dress and why he slapped Huang Qian were still unanswered. The host cleverly asked everyone. "It's not a slap, it's a slap in the face." The bright smile on Chaoran's face suddenly stopped. After she took the phone back from Wang Bo's hand, she glanced at Huang Qian, and then recorded the video in the backstage lounge. Announced in front of the camera. From Huang Qian's arrogant entrance, to condescendingly fabricating reports and threats, demanding resource exchanges, to using the crew's secret photos to fabricate bullying lies, to finally deliberately soiling Chaoran's skirt, despicably asking Chaoran to compensate, the whole process was exposed in front of everyone. Everyone opened their mouths. Oh my God! They all thought it was the two reporters who were dirty, but it turned out that there was something behind the scenes. And this person behind the scenes is still a close person who is worthy of being a sister every day. It's scary to think about it. There is no doubt that she is a viper. Huang Qian, from her character to herself, has always been labeled as gentle and pleasant. Who knew that she could be so scary under the hypocritical skin? The huge contrast made everyone's resistance and disgust towards Huang Qian reach its peak in an instant. A senior who is a benefactor worthy of a sister starts things dirty, has no consideration for the company he relies on for support, and has no respect for the entire industry. He even does not hesitate to throw dirty water on the organizing committee composed of seniors in the industry. Such a person is arrogant, vicious, and despicable. Simply unworthy of being a human being. The whole place immediately went crazy. That's why Chaoran had nothing to wear, so Chaoran wanted to slap her. Deserve it? If it were him, he would immediately strangle her to death. At this moment, Huang Qian realized that she had been plotted. Previously, her agent and company asked her to leave, but she refused. Now she couldn't even leave even if she wanted to. The actors around her all took a few steps away to avoid her, while the reporters swarming around her were already crowded. In her eyes, apart from the camera, there was only the flashlight. Please vote for recommendation, please vote for recommendation, thank you. The heroine who wears fast is really a boss. Author, Ruo Shui 1111. Chapter 7. Huang Qian held her head and screamed, bluntly saying that Chaoran framed her, otherwise where would Chaoran get the video? Scheming against you? Who are you? Do I need to award my Best Actress award, turn my curtain call, and turn my most precious, cherished, and most cared about moment into a farce? Chaoran faced Huang Qian's question directly on the stage. You see clearly, I originally turned on the video to practice my acceptance speech tonight. You suddenly entered my lounge and interrupted me. I was attracted by you and forgot to turn off the video. And I also got carried away and didn't even notice that my mobile phone was on. Do you know what this is called? God willing. It's because God doesn't want to let a villain like you succeed that he stands by me. Otherwise, I still have the ability to predict the future. Do I know that you will come to me at this time and plan you in advance? Yes, it was Huang Qian who went to find Chaoran on her own, but now that she is being plotted, does she think the whole world is a fool? Because of these words, Huang Qian fell into endless accusations. Is it true? Chaoran knew that Huang Qian would come, so Yu Shanshan paid attention to Huang Qian's movements early in the morning and kept an eye on her. 1 minute before Huang Qian arrived in her lounge, Chaoran received a message from Shanshan, so she turned on her phone, practiced her expressions and lines, and waited for the fish to take the bait. After hearing the footsteps, she put her mobile phone in the half-open dressing box, and cooperated and guided Huang Qian to perform such a wonderful scene. Next, Tao Ran disclosed Huang Qian's repeated harassment against her since the award ceremony, those threats and photos. In this way, Huang Qian's actions are already confirmed. So Huang Qian, you owe me an apology. You owe the brand an apology. You owe Director Zhang an apology. I temporarily reserve the right to sue you. Please complete the apology before tomorrow morning and compensate me for all losses, including this skirt. Tao Ran turned to the two reporters again. She publicly stated that she would sue them, as well as the media accounts and companies behind them for spreading rumors, for defamation and reputational damage. The two reporters couldn't stand it anymore. Under the current situation with solid evidence, it is no longer important that their jobs are not guaranteed, nor is the rat crossing the street. They are only afraid that they will face huge claims, which they cannot afford. So, the two of them began to apologize in unison and pointed their fingers at Huang Qian. They said that what happened today was what Huang Qian instructed them to do. They showed the WeChat content of Huang Qian's contact with them, phone records, and a note indicating a transfer of 100,000 yuan as a deposit. The deposit alone is 100,000, and the final payment is even more, right? The two of them couldn't stand the pressure and hesitantly said that Huang Qian would pay them the balance of 400,000 yuan afterwards, but the condition was that it should be kept confidential. It was precisely because Huang Qian was so generous that they entered Tao Ran's group early this morning to follow her. You mean, Huang Qian knew that there would be a scandal on me today, otherwise, wouldn't the 500,000 be wasted? Tao Ran knew that Huang Qian had a plan for suddenly planning a wedding banquet, so how could he forget to apply pressure at this moment? You have made it clear in public today, and I promise that I will never pursue you further. The two confessed. The closing banquet was arranged by Huang Qian. While Huang Qian was acting out the love between sisters, she arranged for Tao Ran to be drunk at the wedding banquet. She got into an argument with Tao Ran, was pushed down, and exposed her wounds, in order to send Tao Ran a bullying report. In addition, Huang Qian also hired marketing accounts and anti-fans, and originally planned to launch an online boycott of Tao Ran this afternoon after the article was released. If a scandal breaks out and makes a fuss before the Golden Bull Awards, with luck, the organizing committee may not be able to withstand the pressure, and the award that belongs to Tao Ran may go to someone else. Unfortunately, Tao Ran's reputation was ruined. In order to wait for the situation to subside, the company will definitely give Tao Ran a break, and then Huang Qian's opportunity will come. If the company wants to settle the matter and let Huang Qian excuse Tao Ran's bullying, then Huang Qian can use this matter to gain some benefits from the company. In short, it will be of great benefit to Huang Qian in the long run and in the immediate future. Moreover, when this scandal broke out before the award ceremony, no matter who it was, they would conclude that it was a trick from a competitor, and would not doubt Tao Ran's good sister Huang Qian. Of course, even if there is suspicion, there is no evidence. The whole place was in an uproar again. Everyone once again refreshed their understanding of Huang Qian. Be good. This woman is really scary. If Tao Ran hadn't avoided it, if it hadn't been for that oolong, Tao Ran would have been slandered today. But everyone is funny about this. Tao Ran was about to quit the industry. If Huang Qian hadn't done something, then as Century Entertainment's #2 actress, she would have gotten all the resources and status she wanted. But she had bad intentions and dirty methods, so she had to grab it. This was forcing herself to push away everything she could get, and destroying herself along the way. How ironic. Perhaps as Tao Ran said, this is God's will. It seems that you still have to be kind. In the end, Huang Qian was invited out by the organizer. There is no other way. If you don't leave, the roof of the entire venue will be blown off. The moment Huang Qian was pushed away, the ratings could only be described as exploding. Weibo was almost paralyzed, and the homepage and forum of the Golden Bull Awards also exploded. Tao Ran solemnly apologized on stage, not only for causing a disturbance but also for wasting everyone's time. Not only to everyone present, but also to the organizing committee, the organizer, the host on the stage and the two award-presenting guests. Fortunately, the awards for Best Actors and Actresses are held last, so this incident did not affect the awards process. While taking control of the field, Wang Bo called on everyone to shift their focus to Tao Ran and charity. He set an example and said on the spot that he would also donate 3 million to the Daoran Foundation. With him taking the lead, everyone on the stage also responded. Senior Kui Sing spoke again, praising Tao Ran for everything he did, and also expressed his encouragement that Tao Ran did not bow to the evil forces, but instead exposed all the cancers hidden in the entertainment industry under the prosperous performance. Not only did Huang Qian become the target of Senior Kui's verbal criticism, but she also directly implicated many bad phenomena in the industry. Kui Sing talked non-stop, and when he was in high spirits, he also invited the chairman of the jury and several well-spoken seniors in the industry who had long been dissatisfied with the current weirdness of the entertainment industry to the stage. Tao Ran and Wang Bo retreated. Just like this, very strangely, the award ceremony suddenly turned into an industry self-reflection and self-discipline and encouragement swearing-in meeting. Tao Ran, who got off the stage, also withdrew from the venue citing uncomfortable. A large number of off-site reporters have blocked the gate, and even the CEO of Century Entertainment is waiting there. Tao Ran smiled at him. Yes, that's right, I quit the circle. Her contract with the company happens to expire tomorrow. When she delayed her renewal, the company always thought she was fighting for contract signings, so they tried to dangle her with 2 endorsements and roles. Huang Qian was jealous of this, but she understood the company's intentions. Tao Ran, what are your plans next? Reporters gathered around. Travel around the world. I also left 1 million for myself to save for later. Tao Ran left like this, leaving a lasting legacy that could be called a legend. It's number 1 on the new book list. Thank you for your votes, babies. Thanks to Sister Shui, Dame Hihi for the 10,000 reward. Thanks to the book friend whose tail number is 22,955. I have been waiting for so long. My nickname is Aaron, number 3, number 4, and Xiao Yu. I found the treasure without saying a word. Diudia wait for the babies to reward you, in no particular order, /Omega. Remember to tip and add more updates first, and come back together later. Thank you everyone, Mumada, I love you. The heroine who wears fast is really a boss. Author, Ruo Shui 1111. Chapter 8. While everyone was still immersed in all the gossip tonight, Tao Ran had already turned off his ringing cell phone and was on his way to the airport. Why are you in such a hurry to leave? In fact, it doesn't matter if you wait for 2 more days, at least let's see what happens to Huang Qian. Yu Shanshan was in a very good mood, and red wine and snacks had been arranged. This time her true colors are revealed, the evidence is conclusive, and she is scolded by teacher Kui in public. Who will give her face? I guess the entire industry will ban her, and the financial backers behind her will also avoid her. She is finished. Will the company help her? No. First, the company's reputation has been damaged because of her. Second, from the company's point of view, my withdrawal from the industry is inseparable from her. The cash cow that I had just become an actress is gone. How can the company, the boss, should be furious? Third, she is worthless. How could the company offend the entire industry for her? Didn't several seniors say they want to rectify the circle? So not only will the company not save her, but it is also very likely that she will kill the chicken to scare the monkeys to show your attitude. So she will soon become a real rat crossing the street, and everyone will cry out to beat her up. That's really satisfying. It's just a return of repayment. Didn't she want my reputation to be ruined and my image to collapse? I also gave it to her. Didn't she want me to pay for the clothes? I also asked her to return them. She said she wanted me to bear a huge sum of money. Compensation. I still paid it back to her. Tao Ran glanced at Yu Shanshan. If Huang Qian couldn't jump up, Shanshan would be safe. There is nothing to fear from her in the future. If she dares to cause trouble for you, just call the police. Or send her the lawyer's letter I left to scare her. If that doesn't work, you can also go to that director Zhang. He still owes me a favor to help deal with Huang Qian. Tao Ran opened the bag, took a card and put it in Yu Shanshan's hand. Except for Granny Hua, Shanshan, who followed her as soon as she graduated from college, is half a relative. You are not suitable to be in the entertainment industry. This money is enough for you to change your career and do what you want to do. Whether you use it to start a business or invest, you must do it well. In addition, I have saved a sum of money in Grandma Hua's nursing home, which is enough to support her until her old age. I told my mother-in-law that I had gone to see a doctor and she was waiting for me to come home. But if I die in 3 months, please help me visit my mother-in-law more often in the future. The rest is all up to you. The foundation is on your name, please help me keep an eye on it. If I die, you don't need to tell anyone. Just pretend that I am still traveling around the world and let my whereabouts remain a secret. Sister, take care. Shanshan burst into tears. Sister, you have great love in your heart. I believe God will not abandon you. While Tao Ran was waiting for the flight, he received a call from Shanshan on his personal mobile phone, saying that because of tonight's incident, the foundation also exploded. In just over an hour, not only did it receive responses from many celebrities, but the amount of anonymous donations also exceeded 100 million yuan. Shanshan has already followed Tao Ran's previous instructions and published the foundation's Weibo account using Tao Ran's name, saying that from tomorrow onwards, the details of all donations will be publicly announced, so that every penny will go to all those in need. Peaceful aspects. In terms of hot searches, the top 30 items all happened tonight, and 26 of them were related to her. She has become a legend. The top trending topic right now is the topic of trying to keep her from quitting, which has already received tens of millions of retweets and millions of comments. Century China Entertainment held a meeting overnight to persuade Tao Ran to stay. Yu Shanshan had just received a call, and the company boss personally came forward and said that as long as Tao Ran was willing to go back, the conditions would be arbitrary. As for Huang Qian, just as Tao Ran guessed, the company punished her in all aspects. Overnight, dozens of claims contracts and lawyers' letters were thrown in front of Huang Qian. She was completely reduced to pauper and faced the crisis of being banned from the industry. Even her agent immediately took the blame and resigned. Tao Ran hung up the phone and closed his eyes. Apart from surviving, all she had to do was basically accomplished. She even did what she promised the director today. The glory of the original intention will be his last film, and this film will definitely be a hit. No regrets in career, no regrets in money. Repay kindness when there is kindness, and take revenge when there is hatred. Then in the remaining time, she has to work harder to go home, to survive, and for Granny Hua. On the plane, Tao Ran suddenly discovered that there was an extra folder in his computer bag. The word script is clearly written on it. She didn't know why, she knew her death was not far away, so she stopped accepting scripts for a long time. Where did this come from? She packed her computer bag herself, there was no reason why she would bring this with her. Curiosity drove her to pick up the folder. The folder has a black background with red letters and gold edges. It is of fine quality and feels heavy in the hand. After opening it, I flipped through it briefly, but the craft paper was completely blank. No words. There is a bright red rose in the center of the title page. Tao Ran couldn't help but take a second look. She was probably dazzled because the rose flower suddenly became three-dimensional and its petals fell off. The flower peeled off to the end, but it was in the shape of an eye, looking deeply at her. There was almost a buzzing sound on the back of his head, and his heart suddenly contracted and then beat violently. Taoran felt the hairs on his back stand up, and he quickly closed the script. However, Sue moved too quickly, and the golden edge of the cover scraped her finger and cut her skin. The script fell to the floor, and a drop of her blood fell onto a certain page of vellum. Like a fantasy movie, densely packed words instantly appear on the paper. She looked carefully, but could only barely make out the chapter title "We Are All Good Sisters." After that, her eyelids became heavier and heavier, and her head became heavier and heavier. After a few seconds, she fainted and fell into darkness. She couldn't see her surroundings clearly, but an extremely pleasant and charming female voice murmured in her ear. "There is an opportunity in front of you. As long as you do it well, you can survive. I think you will definitely give it a try." As soon as she finished speaking, Taoran seemed to see the words in the script suddenly clear, and then pieces of them flew towards her. After that, a memory, or a story, suddenly appeared in her mind. It was clear and profound, as if it was her personal experience. A girl's face appeared in front of her eyes, and the girl cried, "Help me achieve what I want, and I will give you anything." Taoran dug his nails into his palms and forced himself to open his eyes. But she found that she was no longer on the plane, but on a bed. A strange environment, a strange body. She can feel the vitality of her body at this moment. She is light and healthy, and her breathing is smooth. This kind of healthy feeling is what she has always wanted. Picking up the bedside mirror, the person in the mirror was not her own cold face, but the crying girl in the chaos. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The heroine who wears fast is really a boss. Author, Ruo Shui 1111. Chapter 9. This is the sad story of a starlet. The girl's name is Yechin. She has a nice name, she has a pleasant appearance, and her luck is very good. It's a pity that such a stupid person can easily push people into the abyss. Unlike Taoran from Kongying, Yechin is from a girl group, debuted in C position, and has a good starting point. The agency she joined was ranked 4th in the country, and the girl group Yechin was in ranked 5th in the country the previous year. It's a pity that in the whole group, only Yechin is popular with the audience and passers-by, while the other 4 members are familiar but not famous. Yechin looks very clean and lovable. When men look at her, they feel protective and feel like they are in love for the first time. When women look at her, she smiles dotingly and thinks she is the little sister next door. Yechin himself has a very good personality, soft and sweet, polite, and not aggressive at all. Therefore, her popularity with passers-by is better than that of most of her peers in the industry. Because of this, even though Yechin, whose singing and dancing skills are not among the best in the group, is the unrivaled C position in the group. The company's upper management likes most either those who can make money or those who are obedient. Yechin happens to be both. 1 + 1 is greater than 2, so she naturally became the company's favorite. In this way, in the entire group, Yechin is the only one who has the best resources. She is constantly invited to do commercials, variety shows, interviews, and film and television guest appearances, but the other 4 girls in the team can only act as supporting actors. And Yechin has more fans than the other 4 people combined. Less than 2 years after forming the group, when they were mentioned, many people could not remember their group name. They appear at the same time, and usually only Yechin is shouted out by fans. This group is often jokingly called Yechin and her backup dancers by unscrupulous media. As time passed, Yechin's group mates were naturally the most unbalanced and unhappy. They obviously work hard, but the world just can't see them. Yechin, who is in the C position, is clearly inferior to them in everything, but she is the only one everyone can see. The four girls will inevitably have resentments, and they always feel that Yechin is a big stone blocking their way. As long as she's here, they can't get ahead. Because Yechin took away all their resources and the possibility of becoming popular. Another year later, Yechin no longer started to travel with groups, and instead focused on solo travel with the support of the company. As a result, the group, which Yechin was often absent from, was a little confused. The group with one less person had fewer and fewer schedules, and they were not even allowed to attend ordinary business performances. But the four girls signed a group contract with the company for 8 years. There are still 5 years left. Can this be the case? 5 years later, their youth is gone. Where should they go? The girls approached the company and demanded resources while threatening to quit the group. The company's response was simple: follow the rules. You can withdraw from the group and pay the liquidated damages, otherwise, just stay quietly and wait for the company's arrangements. The liquidated damages are astronomical. How can they compensate? Of course, they are not willing to pay. Among the four girls, the one who was the most unwilling was the captain Duan Xiao. She has been a trainee in the country next door for 4 years, and her singing and dancing skills are absolutely number one in the group. She was the first person appointed by the company for the group. Before Yechin showed up, she was the C position recognized by the senior management. Followed by FemaleProtagonist. She is the face of the group. Her flowery face and superior figure are still the same, but her opportunities to stand out are becoming less and less. The other two members, Yan Xiao and Pan Ya, one is a rich second generation who cannot afford to be embarrassed, and the other is from a poor family. He is waiting to buy a house for his brother to get married, so he is in a hurry for money, and naturally he is also eager to get out of his current situation. As soon as the four of them gathered together, they decided to do something. Yechin heard that they wanted to terminate the contract and came to persuade them, but they were ridiculed. In a moment of weakness, Yechin took the initiative to discuss interests with the company for them, and the result was predictable. The company only wants to make money and will not waste any resources. It is also impossible for the company to back down for a few stars and directly reject Yechin. The four of them had expected this. They never thought that Yechin would help them. Instead, they believed that Yechin was deliberately trying to tie them up and make them her personal tools. Jealousy arose among the four of them, and they had a big quarrel with Yechin. Yechin was wronged and said he would continue to fight for them. Over time, Yechin developed a dislike for the indifferent company, and the company began to feel that Yechin had gone too far and was no longer obedient. Facing Duan Jiao's constant difficulties, FemaleProtagonist was cold and violent, Yan Xiao was sarcastic, Pan Ya was tearful, and the affectionate Yechin stated that she would advance and retreat with the group. From then on, she was forced to take the four of them with her in all her schedules, including variety shows and guest movies, otherwise she would stop acting. The company was able to compromise once or twice, but Yechin's attitude of pushing even further without giving in made the company angry, and they felt that they had to give her some credit. So several of Yechin's itineraries were assigned to Duan Jiao and others by the company. However, the silly girl Yechin was very naive and thought this was a good sign. Duan Jiao, who is already very capable, and FemaleProtagonist, who has outstanding looks, will not miss such a good opportunity. They work hard to do their best. With the promotion of the company, their resources and reputation are increasing day by day, and the number of fans is growing rapidly. The company's beatings originally thought it would make Yechin obedient, but looking at the smiles and progress of his teammates, Yechin felt that it was all worth it and asked the company again to get some resources for the other two teammates. It wasn't until one day that Yechin realized something was wrong. She has always been interested in acting, so the company gave her a challenging role as the third female lead in a movie. During that time, She kept polishing the script. But that day, assistant Xiao Tian pointed out a piece of news to her. Her role as the third female lead, which she had already decided for a long time, was not hers, but Feng Manman, who was in the same group as her. How can it be? She had almost no idea about it. Only then did she remember that Feng Manman said a few days ago that she was out for an event and had not returned to the dormitory for a week. She hurriedly called her agent, but the call was disconnected. The assistant was so angry that he stamped his feet. This matter has been published in a press release, how can it be wrong? It was obviously Feng Manman who stole the role without telling us, that white-eyed wolf. Thank you for being so good to her, supporting her wherever you go. Assistant Balabala's accusations made Yechin's anger even more unbearable. Yechin called Feng Manman to ask for clarification, but the phone was turned off. She could only call Duan Xiao, who was also out of town, for confirmation. Duan Xiao and Feng Manman have been inseparable in the past, so they don't know this. Duan Xiao, is it true that Manman stole my role? Do you know about this? Yechin got straight to the point. This. Duan Xiao hesitated awkwardly on the other end of the phone. Yechin became even more angry. In the past 2 months, she had taken her sisters with her on almost all trips. She had had several quarrels with her agent, Sister Cai, because of them, but her good sisters secretly took advantage of her. You really know? You guys are going too far. You betray me like this even though you know that role is what I want most. Can you deserve me? Yechin felt aggrieved and sad, and rarely shouted loudly on the phone. Call. Yechin, you deserve it? But Duan Jiao on the other end of the phone interrupted her directly. You have taken away all the resources of our group. Are you worthy of us? Do you still want to take the role that Manman fought for based on her strength? We have been bullied by you for so many years. Isn't it enough for you? You know the role now. I'm sorry to lose you, but why didn't you say it when you were busy dating for the past 2 months? You were lazy and refused to catch up on the announcement for the sake of your man. It was all the fault of me and Manman. If you want to say I'm sorry, why didn't you say it? This. Then, without waiting for Yechin to defend herself, Duan Jiao hung up the phone. Yechin was dumbfounded at that time. She didn't know what Duan Jiao was talking about. Fall in love? She didn't. Man. She didn't even have it. What Yechin didn't even know was that Duan Jiao was live broadcasting in front of the computer. Her question and Duan Jiao's response, every word they said passed through the network cable and was watched by hundreds of thousands of netizens. Thank you for Wandering's 10,000 rewards, and thank you to Brother Long and Xiao Yu for their rewards. Thank you and love you. The heroine who wears fast is really a boss. Author, Ruo Shui 1111. Chapter 10. After putting down the phone, Duan Jiao suppressed her laughter and continued to perform a show that had been rehearsed for a long time, and she forgot that the live broadcast was still in progress. Seeing the surge in the number of people in the live broadcast room, she covered her mouth and trembled in panic. She knocked over the water glass in panic, and finally cried and apologized, and finally unplugged the network cable. The internet is abuzz. No wonder there is only one refreshing red leaf in the entire group. It turns out that all the resources have been taken away by her. No wonder Yechin hasn't appeared as often as Duan Jiao and Feng Manman recently. It turns out that she is busy dating. What else did they hear? Yechin bullying? And this was said by a teammate himself. Can it still be fake? These 3 items are already serious disqualifications for an idol. The most important thing is that Yechin's menacing questioning is completely different from the soft, innocent, and sweet girl in the minds of fans and passers-by. So Yechin's previous image and personality were all fake. It's all acted. She is an arrogant person in private. What a scary girl. In this way, Yechin's former pleasant and gentle image collapsed in the eyes of many people. People crowded into the live broadcast room to seek verification, but what they saw was a speechless Duan Jiao apologizing and then leaving the broadcast at a loss. Duan Jiao did not deny it, which was equivalent to acquiescence. Yaqin has become the target of netizens' crusade, and only her die-hard fans are still defending her. The company was just about to launch crisis public relations, and the group's youngest member Pan Ya, who was biting her lip with tears in her eyes, became a hot search again. Pan Ya was attending an event that night, and reporters immediately approached her, who had the best relationship with Yaqin, to verify what Duan Jiao said. Pan Ya had always been a soft and cute person, and she looked like a little white flower when questioned. She denied that Yaqin was grabbing resources. She only said that Yaqin was the most powerful and had the most fans, so he deserved more opportunities. She did not admit that Yaqin was bullying, but said that Yaqin just had a strong personality and was the one who spoke in the group. She said she didn't know Yaqin was in a relationship. She only said that although she had a good relationship with Yaqin, she didn't know anything about their personal affairs. But as an idol on the rise, she believed that Yaqin would not destroy his future. In the eyes of outsiders, Pan Ya is clearing Yaqin's name, but in fact, Pan Ya is confirming the rumors about Yaqin. Soon, various photos began to be exposed on the internet, which became various real hammers. Yaqin rolled his eyes at his teammates on stage and kicked them during activities. There are Yaqin and the man in a big coat holding hands, there are Yaqin and the mysterious man whispering, there are also the man in the peaked hat and Yaqin entering the hotel together. The company was angry and Yaqin was wronged. Those photos are not true. Some were misplaced, some only took screenshots of her and a certain man in the group, and the idea of entering the hotel together was even more ridiculous. It was clearly the receptionist's driver who helped her carry her luggage into the hotel when she made the announcement. Yaqin knew that he was being plotted, so he could only explain it hard, but the hammer within a hammer came. A sexy male internet celebrity named Anan posted a selfie. In a hotel room, Yaqin was sleeping next to the internet celebrity. The picture was high definition, including the mole on Yaqin's ear and the limited edition on his hand. The bracelet was clearly photographed. The master of P Pictures came to prove that this photo was neither synthesized nor edited. In this way, Yaqin's clarification just now turned into a slap-in-the-face joke, and everyone just wanted to call her green tea. To make matters worse, Xiao Xianrou's identity was revealed, and someone immediately discovered that this guy had a real girlfriend. Therefore, Yaqin is still a third person. 2/4 of an hour later, Xianrou's real rich second-generation girlfriend opened her mouth online, angrily scolded the scumbag man and bitch, unilaterally announced her breakup with Xianrou, and wished the couple a happy marriage. The whole internet praised his ex-girlfriend, but Yaqin was covered in stigma one after another, and no matter how hard it was to clean up, even those die-hard fans became negative fans one by one. The entire internet is criticizing Yaqin and supporting the other girls in the group. Yaqin recognized that the woman in the photo was indeed herself, but she didn't even recognize the little hottie, let alone take a photo with him. She didn't understand how this fresh meat got into her room and lay next to her. Why don't I know anything? At this time, all kinds of black material about Yaqin mushroomed on the internet. Almost all of them are nonsense without pictures and evidence, but in the face of the so-called evidence previously, some people will believe these messages no matter how false they are. The wall fell down and everyone pushed it. None of the four sisters in the group really spoke justice for her. They only repeatedly emphasized, "We are all good sisters." Maybe there is a misunderstanding? Please give Yaqin some time. Wow, you are such tolerant and kind-hearted young ladies. Compared with Yaqin, that scumbag, only such young ladies are worthy of the word idol, right? Chase, must chase. This paste has gained unprecedented popularity. That little guy also stood up and scolded Yaqin for seducing him. He just made the same mistake as all men in the world. He couldn't control it for a moment. Under this situation, Yechin was basically useless. The extremely disappointed company had no choice but to abandon the pawn to save the car. When Yechin was kicked out of the group, he was also fired from the company. At the same time, she was also sued by advertisers and companies for personal misconduct. Not only was all his savings over the years spent, but he also owed the company millions. But even so, the entire internet launched Boycott Yechin and Yechin Get Out of the entertainment industry activities. The momentum was so great that several influential media came out to criticize her as a bad artist. Overnight, Yechin's future was ruined and she lost everything. She was also labeled as mistress, thief, and bully. She was afraid of showing up and didn't dare to go out, so she could only hide in the rented house and drink. The paparazzi couldn't find her and ran to her hometown. Yechin's mother was in poor health. She fainted immediately after the paparazzi blocked her door and heard all kinds of comments. Yechin's sister-in-law has a straight temper. She accidentally fell down after a push with the paparazzi and she had a miscarriage. Yes, mother, who was angry, suffered a cerebral hemorrhage, but brother Ye couldn't find his missing sister. It was many days after Yechin found out about this. She hurried back to her hometown, but she didn't even get to look at her mother for the last time. Her brother lost two relatives at once and was extremely disappointed in her. He told her to get out and said he never wanted to see her again. Yechin completely collapsed. She clearly did nothing wrong. But at this time, Duan Jiao gained a lot of favor from passers-by because of her outspoken words and bold debunking. Her strength was finally seen and she became famous. Feng Manman got Yechin's movie role as she wished. Although her acting skills were mediocre, the quality of the film itself, the production team and the leading actors and actresses were very good. The film won several awards. Feng Manman followed the crew on several red carpets, which can be regarded as she became a blockbuster. With this drama, she started to break into the film and television industry with her beauty and decent starting point. The other two also gained a lot of traffic due to the popularity of Yechin's incident, and became regular guests in variety shows. But without Yechin, the group became popular and appeared in one party after another. Every time when they needed some heat, they would take out Yechin and mention it for a bonus. We were good sisters, they were kind-hearted and beautiful, so they successfully harvested people's favor time and time again, getting higher and higher step by step. Even the male internet celebrity who harmed Yechin was called a scumbag by everyone, but he became popular. He brought his own traffic and embarked on the road of black and red. Only Yechin was abandoned and despised by everyone in the world. Yechin swallowed the medicine. On her deathbed, she saw her brother lying beside the bed, who was more than 10 years older, with tears streaming down his face, and her sister-in-law, who was dragged away by her parents and asked for a divorce. Yechin suddenly discovered that it would be easy for her to die, but after she died, the only person left in the world to bear all the pain would be her brother. She regretted it. She is unwilling. She prayed that if she could do it all over again, she wanted her brother, sister-in-law, mother, and other family members to be safe and happy, and she wanted all the criminals who had harmed her to get the retribution they deserve. For this, she is willing to give everything. Thanks to Xiao for discovering the treasure and Apple Baby's reward. Okay.